I'd like to call this meeting to order at 5:30. Roll call, please.
Mayor Jose Grijalva,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Tania Acosta, Councilmember Melissa Rodriguez,
Present.
Councilmember Jose Montaño,
Here.
Councilmember Ray Shelton,
Present.
Councilmember Michael Montenegro,
Present.
Councilmember Richard Acosta,
Present.
City Manager Honor People,
Present.
City Attorney Dennis Fitzgibbons,
Present.
City Treasurer Alejandro Martinez.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the record. Mayor Pro Tem Tania Acosta is excused.
Thank you. Item number 3, persons wishing to address the council in writing or verbally on any item not on the agenda. Do we have anyone? Thank you. Item number 4, discussion decisions on approvals. Item A, community funding request for Making Connections for You-Coaches Connections. Mr. Martinez?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. As part of the budget process for fiscal year 25, actually, it should be 26. Mayor and council approved an allocation of $30,000 funding request for the community funding program. 24,000 were allocated to 4 organizations during the budget process, and we left 6,000 for mid-year requests. But this is one of them that we are recommending for approval. It is an open funding request from Making Connections for You/Coaches Connections to provide school supplies through the Douglas Care Fair. This annual back-to-school event hosted for 13 years in Douglas, Arizona, aligns with council priorities to enhance health, welfare, and quality of life for Douglas residents. The fair equips Douglas Unified School District students with essential supplies and community resources, ensuring all students, regardless of financial circumstances, are prepared for academic success. And at this point, we're recommending a funding request at $3,000.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the funding request?
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Shelton?
I move the mayor and council approve the community funding request from Making Connections for You Coaches Connections in the amount of $3,000 for school supplies through the Douglas Care Fair.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Shelton, second by Mr. Acosta. Any discussion? I'd just like to mention really quick, they did ask for this, let's say around February, March. Emails were sent. Kind of lost track of it. We're having that, we put it on this agenda just because it's this Saturday, so it's not something we waited on, but it wasn't their fault. There's no discussion.
I just have a suggestion, I guess. I know no one is here from the Making Connections group, but if they can hear me, don't forget our high school students, and clear backpacks would be a great addition to the school supply list. Thank you.
Thank you. There's no further discussion. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Rodriguez,
Yes.
Councilmember Montaño,
Yes.
Councilmember Shelton,
Yes.
Councilmember Montenegro,
Yes.
Councilmember Acosta,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, motion passes. Item B, resolution 25-1682, a resolution of the mayor and council of the city of Douglas, Cochise County, Arizona, authorizing the execution of an effluent use and license agreement with Hensel Phelps Construction Company for the extraction and use of effluent from the city of Douglas wastewater treatment plant for construction of the new commercial port of entry located in Cochise County, Arizona. Located in Cochise County, Arizona. Mr. Pedrosa?
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council. As you all know, Hensel Phelps is working with the GSA to construct a new commercial port of entry. Hensel Phelps, through the GSA, is requesting the use of effluent from the city's wastewater treatment plant for the earthwork needed to begin construction of the port. It is projected that 350,000 gallons maximum will be needed on peak days. Peak days will be from October 2025 through February 2026, with about 40 to 50 days of peak water demand. The city's temporary water well, which was built right next to the 80-acre site, although it was built to the GSA's specifications, it will not be enough to supply the amount needed for the peak days that has now been determined by the GSA as it started its design build process. On the non-peak periods, however, the city's well site will be able to serve the water needs out there. To get the effluent water, Hansel Phelps will need to pump from the manhole there into storage tanks, bring trucks and haul the water back out to the port of entry site. There, it's estimated about 80 trucks on peak days that will be needed. As mentioned, the city's well site is an exempt well site. It's capped at 35 gallons per minute. To expand that capacity, the city must extend its water service area and obtain a permit from ADWR, which leads into the next item as well. I'd like to mention that. And the well site also requires upgrades to increase the capacity to pump more water from that well. So in order to keep to their schedule, GSA wishes to proceed with the effluent option at this time, as that's the most immediate source of water. As you know, the effluent goes to Agua Prieta. It's about 1.2 million gallons per day that goes into Agua Prieta. So we made sure to notify Agua Prieta of the divergence of about maximum 350,000 gallons. Of those 1.2 million gallons, we actually also talked to the International Boundary Water Commission and made sure that there was no formal commitment that the city continued to deliver effluent to Agua Prieta. So therefore, after receiving that confirmation, we wrote a letter to the Presidente of Agua Prieta notifying them of the intent to divert those gallons. As well as OMAPAS, we let them know it's about 30% of the effluent. OMAPAS expressed no concerns. As a matter of fact, they were somewhat relieved because they are currently have a sewer leak where their sewer line converges with the effluent channel and is currently being contaminated. Therefore, they're in the process of fixing that sewer leak, and less water means that they can make their repairs a little bit easier by diverting the effluent into another place while they make those repairs. So before you is the effluent agreement that lays out the conditions with Hansel Phelps. Basically, at their cost, they would pump, store, and truck the effluent from our wastewater treatment plant. Those details are still being hashed out as to how the site will kind of flow. The city will facilitate and work with the contractors to provide them the necessary space at the plant and ensure safety for them and our operators out there. The city also will be insured. The city does not have an effluent rate, which is what this agreement is about, to establish that rate structure. Basically, we're recommending a 75% rate of what we actually charge for our potable water, which we calculate that it would be at the 60,000 plus tier in our existing rate structure, which is at $1.44 per 1,000 gallons. So at 75%, that rate goes to $1.08 per 1,000 gallons. And we also put in there that subject to increases that the city may pass on its rate structure, this contract would also be subject to those increases, which at this time, there's a program increase next February 2026. Billing will happen on a monthly basis. Basically, they were in a hurry to get this going. As you know, they're trying to get their work started next week. And this is why we're bringing it up to you this meeting. They did not get their full legal review in. So they did mention to us that they will have some type of comments back on the agreement from their legal. So we will bring that to your attention, Mayor and Council. and to legal's attention. If those changes are substantive, then I think we will definitely bring it back to you in the dais. And leave it up to legal. If they're not substantive changes, small legal wording and things like that, we may be able to notify and potentially accept those changes. Also, there's a letter on your dais, and I would also turn it over to Mr. Quijo to kind of speak to that.
Thank you. Mayor, members of the council, you'll find a letter from GSA that was received today in response to our recommendation for a rate, effluent rate. We did some research on, it's recommended, there are quite a few cities that are starting to use effluent as reuse. Many cities already do that. And as you know, we are under a feasibility study already to move into reuse of our effluent, and we're heading in the direction of that sustainability effort for water conservation purposes in the community. So the letter that you have before you urges consideration, acknowledging that effluent water is a resource and sometimes valuable when at that, but they're requesting, since we're currently discharging the effluent into Mexico free of charge, that there's consideration for GSA to also receive this construction water free of charge. And I recognize the value of that to them, but my recommendation is based on really a business position, from the position of what we do on a binational basis to discharge our effluent into Mexico is completely separate than the effort that we're currently already underway to establish for ourselves a reuse plan for our effluent. We did some research. Legal helped us check into other cities that are using effluent and setting rates for different purposes. And it's obviously never the charge of your potable water rate, but certainly a discounted amount. With the research we did, we came up with a 75% or giving a 25% reduction for us to start this. This is a new thing for the city as well, but I think it's very important to start in the direction of a new way forward, because we already started the conversations of how important effluent reuse is for our community and for the future protection of our aquifers. So I think this is the first step towards that. And it also allows for a precedent to lead us into new direction for that effluent use or reuse, which has been a direction that we've been following already as part of our policy priorities. We also would retain a small revenue source for our enterprise fund for the wastewater budget or wastewater fund. I believe that at the rates that are structured currently, I know we didn't lay out the math on the $1.08 per 1,000 gallons for those 40 to 50 peak days at 350,000 gallons. But I believe I penciled it out quickly, and I think it was under 20,000 for that period from October to next February. There may be future use outside of this initial construction. And as Mr. Pedrosa stated, we may have a few comments coming back, not necessarily on the rate, possibly on the rate, but from legal teams on the specific language on the use agreement itself. I don't want to hinder the activities that are geared for next Monday to initiate construction. So I wanted to have this ready for them to get metered, to get moving and laying out those positions. We may have future tweaks after, but I think this kind of sets the tone for a direction moving forward. And I open it up to questions. And again, I thank you for your quick availability and short notice on getting these 2 items addressed, or these 3 items addressed, which were of the essence in terms of project timelines. Thank you.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve resolution number 25-1682?
Mr. Mayor,
Mrs. Rodriguez.
I move that the mayor and council approve resolution 25-1682.
Do I have a second?
second.
Motion by Mrs. Rodriguez, second by Mr. Shelton. Any discussion? Mr. Walden.
Mr. Caruso, is it gonna require one of our personnel of the wasteman to open and close the valve? Are they gonna have their people certified operating our equipment?
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Valdenero, yeah, good question. They are to handle all of
Work, all, start, okay. Place it in their own tanks. And basically, we can do all the necessary part of the call. Get the water. Here is, making sure that it's safe, protection, all. In the route, will be Porter Road. The route, yes, they said that the route would be straight from the Port Entry site along that road into our wastewater treatment plant. They plan to set up their tanks to the east of their wastewater treatment plant. It's the best turnaround point where they can, not be in conflict of our trucks inside the wastewater treatment plant. And then turn around into Nashville. There is a proposal that they're asking for Magmarine to the parcel north of our wastewater treatment plant, owned by Freeport, to be able to set up there. It's a little bit easier to navigate in and out, and the line is a lot shorter than from the Edwin Mantle over to that location at Freeport. So if Freeport gives them Joe A, for property, and they.
Any other questions?
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Acosta.
real quick, I'm gonna piggyback with Mr. Valdenero. Trucks, is it their trucks or the city trucks are gonna be on?
Yeah, Mayor. I just like to, I just trying to remember the numbers, I have it at 350,000 gallons max per month for 25 working days in a month. Is just under 10,000.
Per month, I think the memo stated per day, for peak days. Did I get that wrong? Per day for 40 to 50 peak days. Okay. For October through February at the 40 to 50 peak days? Okay, that's why he does the math.
Just a quick comment because the effluent was mentioned with Mexico. I know that's a discussion we've had in administration of having that discussion because water is so precious right now. It's, because we need our water, our parks watered. We also need our golf course watered. So we're already discussing that. This came sort of as a blessing because now we had that conversation with Agua Prieta pretty early now. But it also, I think it's important to mention too, that we have helped out GSA when they've asked our help. We donated the parking lot that we owned to CBP on their request. And also we donated the land for the actual improvement. So it's not like we haven't given GSA anything, but I always tell people the worst thing they can say is no. So they ask for free water. We're at least giving them a discount. Any other discussion? Questions? None. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Rodriguez,
Yes.
Councilmember Montaño,
Yes.
Councilmember Shelton.
Yes,
Councilmember Valdenegro,
Yes.
Councilmember Acosta,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, motion passes. Item C, resolution 25-1683, a resolution of the mayor and council of the city of Douglas, Cochise County, Arizona, authorizing the expansion of the city of Douglas water service area to include the new Douglas Commercial Port of Entry and the Cochise Community College. Mr. Pedrosa.
Thank you. Mayor, council, as you know, we're extending water, coaching college, the limits, to requirements, because of the AMA, requirements that they require. We need to expand the water service area. Parcel. The expanded water service area will also include the Douglas parcel, adjacent to the 80-acre port of entry site. So, as you know, mentioned again, we developed that, 10-12, right at port of entry, 35 gallons per minute act. And, we were, again, that was the original plan to feed the port of entry construction. Again, we applied AWR to convert the well to non-exempt status, and increase the production capabilities. One of the first steps we gotta do is we gotta lay out our water service area, which resolution does. It's lay that, out, that we are extending our infrastructure request. We are delineating this areas.
Look. So, again, we did make the application to ADWR, but we were denied for the reasons that's, of not having our water service area reach to that point, to the well site. So now we're incorporating the well site, we're incorporating obviously Cochise College, the port of entry, and along SR 80. So we will go through that process. The water service area, it must be expanded to include these areas mentioned, and it must be contiguous with our existing service area. Obviously, we are service Turtleville, we service Bay Acres as well, even though they're not necessarily incorporated into the city. But certainly this is the very first step to get the process going. We're trying to, again, work with GSA to potentially expand the temporary well site, but also as we expand and build the well by Cochise College, this is another unnecessary step to comply with AWR rules. So it's kind of a twofold thing. Getting this quickly to ADWR will help us get our permit in with them. Not guaranteed that they will approve it, but certainly this is one of the requirements, and we will continue with the process.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve resolution number 25-1683?
Mayor,
Mr. Acosta,
I move that the mayor and council approve resolution 25-1683.
do I have a second? Motion by Mr. Acosta, second by Mr. Valdenegro. Any discussion?
Yes,
Valdenegro?
Mr. Pedrosa, is this, when we do this, we said that the water is gonna be available to the people on route?
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Valdenegro, certainly, that's the intent, try and get more people connected to our water service. So yes,
It's gonna be on east side of the gate.
north side of 80 is where we won't be getting more potential hookups on that, on the north side and on the south side, so that's where it's more developable with the water sewer line.
What would be the connection?
Sorry?
Connection be?
Oh, connection, our existing connection structure, basically $2,100 to connect, sewer, and $1,400 to connect water, about $3,500 for a regular single family home. Commercial rates, depending on the size of the feeder, vary after that and goes up. The standard rate for homes $3,500. For water.
Mr. Valdenegro, any other discussion questions? You know, I know, Mr. Pedrosa, you mentioned about, you know, putting these items on the agenda and it was short notice. I didn't know, I don't know, it's true, I'm not gonna say Shazam, but the supervisor said we've been waiting more than 30-40 years for a new port of entry, more or less. So if, you know, anything comes up, and I don't need to speak for council, but let us know, we'll try to accommodate because This is a long time coming. We're already at the finish line. We don't want to trip and fall before we get there. So anything that we can do as far as accommodate staff, I think we're all open-minded.
Thank you, Mayor.
Any other discussion?
Just want to make a comment. I want to thank our city manager and our Mr. Pedrosa. I know they've worked hard at this. And it's about time, because just like you mentioned, Mayor, it's been in talks for such a long time. And city or residents still don't believe it. And I think once construction starts, that dream will come true and Douglas is gonna change. So it's a positive thing. And just like their mayor mentioned, you guys need us. We're here to meet and get things resolutions passed so that we get this puppy going. So thank you so much to both of you.
Thank you very much.
I also want to mention that Mr. Rockwell is the one that is doing a heavy lift here with all this paperwork for the ADWR. He just wasn't available. 2 years ago.
Thank you. No other discussion. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Rodriguez,
Yes.
Councilmember Montaño,
Yes.
Councilmember Shelton.
Yes.
Councilmember Valdenegro.
Yes.
Councilmember Acosta.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, motion passes. Item number 5, adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn?
Motion by Mr. Shelton. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Rodriguez. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any nays? Ayes have it. We adjourn at 5:56.
Thank you.
thank you, Dennis.
Right, have a good evening, everybody.
You, Dennis.
Thank you all.
Great.
No.